Are you sick of living in the shadow of someone else? Need some help learning to love yourself and tap into your unique strengths, or embrace your leadership potential so you can thrive in your life? This is Empower with Nancy. Let's start the show. Oh.
Imagine waking up just feeling overwhelmed and constantly saying, yes, when you're ready, I want to say absolutely no. And the feeling of disconnected from your true self. What if I told you that there is a way to reclaim your time, your energy, and sense of self? Today, we're going to explore how setting boundaries can really transform your life. So, why do boundaries matter? You might wonder, why is it so crucial? Without them, we can easily feel overwhelmed, feeling the anxiety, taken advantage of, or maybe how about disconnected from our own true self. So, boundaries empower us and take control of our lives and really ensuring that we will allocate our time and energy, but it really does truly matter. So, recognizing the needs of the boundaries is really doing a self reflection, a daily self reflection. I always share with my clients that let's constantly do a self reflection on ourselves so that you don't do that self reflection in situations where it just could be too late. And it's not looking at our self reflection that we're doing something bad or wrong. It's look at our self reflection of the positive outcomes and or maybe negative. So, do you often really say when you want to say no, do you feel responsible for others' happiness or even at the expense of your own? These feelings can really be indicators that your boundaries need attention. So, what are the common boundaries? And I'm going to talk about the myths. There are several misconceptions about setting boundaries. And one common myth is that boundaries are just completely selfish. No, they're not. Boundaries are definitely not selfish. It's a reality that they're acts of self respect and respect for others. And sometimes we lose respect for ourselves because we feel overwhelmed and we start to blame ourselves for situations and things that happen in our life. But setting clear expectations, what does that do? It really prevents misunderstandings all the way around. So, what are the healthy boundaries that I know that work for me and that I've always constantly, managed? And that one is the self-reflection. Take the time to identify what is truly important to you and understand the limits and what you're comfortable with. Okay? Clear communication. Express your needs and limits assertively. Like, take the assertiveness and be completely respectful. For example, if a colleague frequently interrupts your personal time, you might say, I really value your time and your work relationship, but I need to reserve my evenings with my family. And this is where I'm talking about where coworkers or bosses or other management, they don't respect your time outside of work. And I know for me, I always have my phone open 24/7. Someone needs me. And that is such a hard thing to break. But over time, I learned to set that boundary. And it's not a disrespect. It doesn't mean that you don't care. Doesn't mean that you feel like you have to work harder. Like, really, Take the time for yourself, and this is where we lose ourselves when we are constantly being there for others. That is where the boundary starts. So let's discuss what really truly matters. Start small and begin by setting boundaries in less challenging situations to build your own confidence. If you don't have your own confidence and you don't build that confidence for yourself, it is going to be extremely hard to set those boundaries. As you become more comfortable, you might address more significant issues instead of saying, you know what, this really bugs the shit out of me, but I'm not going to say anything. Because you might think, oh, I might get in trouble, or you might hurt someone's feelings. It's all about how you're presenting yourself. Be crystal clear with a smile on your face. It doesn't mean you have to be rude or disrespectful. Just position yourself accordingly where you know that you can get what you want and you can have that clear boundary for that everyone can understand. Be consistent. So the consistency really enforces your boundaries. So if you set a limit, stick to it. This consistency teaches yourself and others, and they'll understand when to interact with you. And then practice that self-care. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your well-being. Stop putting yourself on the back burner. Don't feel that you have to constantly be there for others 24/7. So take the time for yourself. It isn't selfish. It's completely necessary for you. So how to really overcome these boundaries and setting those boundaries is setting the boundaries can be challenging, especially if you're so accustomed to prioritizing others, putting others in front of you. You might fear rejection or even conflict, but don't think about that going into it. It's essential to remember that those who respect you will respect your boundaries. If they don't respect you, they will not respect the boundaries and they'll continue to walk all over you, one, and then continue to do what you know is not right. And they do as well, but they do it anyway. So it is okay to feel uncomfortable initially when you're trying to set these boundaries. With practice, it becomes more natural for you. And by all means, this is boundaries in your personal life, and this is boundaries within your career, your job, whatever position you're in. The owner of a company, doesn't matter. The positive impact of these boundaries is when you establish healthy boundaries, you're likely to notice more of a positive shift in your life, the confidence and feeling empowered and fulfilled. You'll experience reduced stress to improve your relationships and stronger sense of self. Boundaries allow you to engage activities that align with your own values and passion and leading you more fulfilled in life. Always remember that. Don't feel that you are constantly having to put yourself in front of others. That self-care, that self-respect for you, guess what? It starts with you. You cannot blame others for stepping in the boundaries when they know they shouldn't be there. It is up to you to make a difference. It is up to you to create clarity. And you could do it with a smile on your face, respectful, where they start to build more trust within yourself and confidence. So, setting and maintaining boundaries is so super powerful. It's an act of self respect and empowerment. It allows you to create a life aligned with your own values and needs. And it really helps and fosters a healthier relationship, personally fulfillment, and your career. And remember, it's a continuous journey that requires practice and definitely patience. Don't give up right away if you don't feel that they're just not listening. Keep doing it and be consistent within yourself when you're setting these boundaries. I'm so very grateful for all of my listeners and for you, for some of the people, my audience that are new listeners. Thank you so much for listening to Empower with Nancy. Thank you for spending the time with me. And if you have any questions or want to share the experiences with setting boundaries, feel free to share this episode with others, and also feel free and do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can find me all over social media, Empower with Nancy. Empowerwithnancy.com is my website. And let's continue this journey together and let's empower together. Have a beautiful, safe day. And remember, you have control over your life. You have control over the will. And with gratitude, Nancy.
Thank you for listening to my podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, leave a rating and review, and share it with a friend. To connect with me and get all the behind the scenes content, you can follow me on Instagram at Empower with Nancy and visit my website, empowerwithnancy.com, to learn more about how coaching with me can significantly enhance your life and business. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day. See you next time.